tissue or the hard tissue, okay? And you can do it on any tooth that's prepped. So you can do it on a maxillary tooth if you want, or a mandibular, your preference, okay? So this is the second method here. So second method, single tooth Revotek provisional crown. Now, if we had a patient that needed a bridge, we could do any of these same methods, a temporary bridge. You would just obviously have multiple crowns that you're dealing with, okay?
You do them all together, or you do them separate? If it's like
All together. So if you had the stent, you would have filled the stent for all 3 teeth, 4 teeth, or however many units the bridge was. So we're going to confirm that there's a typodont with a prepared tooth in it. We're going to Vaseline and prep the tooth, the prep tooth, and the opposing teeth, because this time we need the patient to bite down, okay? So I'm going to take that Vaseline I had from before. I'm going to put that Vaseline on, and I'm going to Vaseline the opposing teeth as well. Because we're going to need him to articulate. Okay? We'll dispense this Revotek material for you, so just let us know that you need material and one of us will get it. It looks like string cheese. Okay, it really looks like string cheese. So we'll give you the amount that you need. So obviously if you're just doing a single tooth crown, you need a lot less than if you were doing a bridge. Good luck if you were doing a bridge with this stuff. So there's your material. What do we think about the fact that it's in a black material? Right, so this is a light cured material, okay? It also needs to be refrigerated when it's not in use.
Is there a reason why you wouldn't use a metal lab knife to cut it?
It comes with, this is what it comes with for an applicator.
You just use it?
Yeah.
But you could use a metal lab.
You could, but they ship this with it, so obviously that's. Alright, so I have like a little block of material, okay? So you're going to kind of form it into a block. So form like a dough ball, an ovoid. So kind of like an oval slash square-ish, okay? Something that kind of looks like that, okay? And then it's going to tell you to form the dough ball, ovoid shape similar to the unprepped tooth. Seat the typodont on the prepped tooth. So now I'm going to put this on the typodont and I'm going to smush down a little bit, okay? So I'm going to kind of smush down and shape that a little bit around the tooth, okay? What's that?
How would you, so this is going to be the same thing as the last one, right? How would you even be able to get the contact area? Like you're not going to be able to squish it out that much at it, like.
So you're going to have to adjust it just like that one. So once you have it around the tooth, you're going to ask the patient to bite down, and that's going to help to give you some of the occlusal anatomy, okay? So we'll have the patient bite down.
Would you have him bite down on like a regular bite or like?
Yep. You want him in his regular bite. I'm going to ask him to tap up and down a few times, and then have him open. So now that started my anatomy. Now clearly that is too bulbous, right? That's too big. So we're going to need to work to remove some of that material, okay? So I can take some of this off. I have a Beal spatula. Some of the excess went on to the opposing. Occlusals, we're going to remove that. And I'm just going to remove a little bit of this bulk. Okay?
You would be doing this inside the patient's mouth.
This is happening inside the patient's mouth, yep.
I just want to think through my.
So this is called a direct. This would be a direct crown. I'm going to take a look at the lingual. And the lingual actually looks okay.
All these methods were made at the same time?
All the what?
It's a weird question, but like, because, I don't know, I just used the first one because this one I feel like is very.
The first one's definitely the probably the easiest. I'm gonna ask him to bite a couple times again. Okay, and then now we're going to cure it. Once I cure it, if I wanna make any more adjustments, I need to do it with the lab engine. Judy plugged in over there? Yep. Okay. Talk to me, girl. Ah! Joanna, can you get that for us, please?
I think I learned my lesson so I can not look right at it.
Thank you.
But no, I have to look at it.
So you're gonna cure this now from all directions, don't stare at it. So we're gonna cure it from the occlusal, from the buccal, from the lingual.
He says don't stare at it, keep staring at it.
What if I look at it through the screen?
No, you're fine.
Probably still bad. I'm gonna go with still bad.
I feel like you'd be fine.
I don't think so.
Because like we watch.
Protected, like.
You're gonna go, oh god, I feel like my eyes are burning. 20 seconds each side surface. Let me get the lingual.
I'm just never gonna learn.
Is Jamie gonna be staring at the light?
Uh-huh. Don't worry. If she goes down, I'm going down with her, and so isn't Joanna. She's watching it through the video,
You're
too.
definitely fine. I have faith. Because like you see like welding videos and stuff, and you play them. Yeah.
That's not as bright.
Well,
Alright.
it's definitely worse.
That looks good. No,
So now you can remove this with either your fingers or a hemostat, so you can see the inside margins, okay? You wanna mark, like you did the last time, so you wanna mark the direct mesial and the direct distal. And it's a little soft on the inside, so I'm going to cure, can you hold that for me, please? Thank you. I'm gonna cure from the inside. as
Oh,
well.
just gonna see it.
Don't worry, she's gonna protect you guys, I'll look away. So the inside, a lot of times, is still a little soft, so just cure the inside as well.
So is this something you do chairside with the patient like the whole time, or do you go back to
You usually have a curing light in your room, because you use the curing light for composite, so you could do all this part in there still. And then I can try it, so I've marked my mesial and my distal. I'm gonna try it back in, take a look at it. So now, I know that I need to contour a little bit more, okay? So, if you look at, what's that?
That was so weird. It just turned on by itself.
Oh, I think it's just like the fan cooling
Oh.
down. So if you look, and I did this intentionally so I can show you the difference. If you look at the lingual, do you see it has a pretty decent shape, right? So not a whole lot of trimming is gonna be needed on the lingual. Gotta tighten that. Who's number 6, is that you, Rita? Okay, so not a whole lot would need to be done on that lingual. Okay, but the buckle, you still see where it looks like a square and you don't have that curvature. So now the buckle is still going to need to be contoured. Okay?
This is the same like strength and material. Like you know how the other ones like really weaker than the other ones. Is that the same like this is?
This is pretty strong. I mean, it's similar to the same material we just used when it's set. So you're going to do the same thing now, and you'd contour like I did with the stent. Okay? When you have it to a place that you like, you keep checking it, trying it in on your patient, you would polish. The thing that I forgot to have you do with the stent is that when you think you are all set, before you would polish, just check it, try it in on the patient, have the patient bite, tap, 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 grind side to side and open, and you want to make sure it's not too high. So if it's high, if it's marking, it would need to be adjusted. So like this crown, that patient would be hitting too high, we'd end up with trauma from occlusion. So that tells me we need to make that adjustment. So I can do that with this lab engine, okay? And take that occlusion down a bit, okay? Also for this type, we didn't need to touch the occlusal anatomy for the stent because it was all there. You have a lot of it here also. But if your anatomy and the occlusal looks like flat, you're gonna need to add some. But a lot of times if you have the patient bite, you'll have pretty decent occlusal anatomy there. Okay? And anywhere that was blue, I'll go in and take down those areas. Okay? Because I know that patient will be biting too high there. And then we will put it back in their mouth and we try again. Okay?
How does that not, like, distort the?
That's what I'm talking about.
It could if you take too much off. So you're not gonna go out and hollow out the whole occlusal. You're literally just going to the areas that mark. Like you don't wanna like, the whole thing's gone. You're gonna go blue here, take that down a little bit, here. And if you do lose a lot of your anatomy, this is the burr you would use to try and put some back also. Okay, does that make sense? All right. So that's that method. Can I show you the third, send you to lunch a little bit late, you'll come back a little bit late? That way when you come back, you can just